Hi everyone, welcome back to a new video here on my channel. Today is going to be a regular budget with me for the month of June video, but before we get into the financial part of the video, I kind of just wanted to take a second and kind of talk about what has been happening since I haven't been making videos. So besides just the general result of life happening, I've also been taking this time away that I haven't been making videos as a time for me to really try to perfect my budgeting system and my layout to exactly how I want it and what is the most effective. That is the most important part, is because I have always had a sort of system and layout, but it wasn't 100% effective. And even though I found one that I really like, it's still not going to be 100%, but I feel like it's a lot better. And during this time that I wasn't making videos, I of course was still budgeting, but I was trying out different setups and different budget planners and trying to look for something that was most close to what I want. I tried Asia Dang's budget planner. I really love Asia Dang, but her planner just was not for me. There's a lot of similarities in budget planners that I personally don't want to use. For example, there's always a monthly calendar set up in a budget planner. I don't personally use those. And if there is a tracker set up for spending, that's what I want, but it's never ever enough space. It's only like ever one page. And sometimes I need like 2 or 3 pages. If I'm tracking every single thing, I need multiple pages. And so then I'm constantly ending up having to just recreate the pages. And then I'm adding additional notebooks. And it just is constantly a problem with different budget planners and different setups, where I'm kind of just having all of my budgets in different places. And so this last month, the month of May, I just decided to make every single thing that I want in one single planner, and I think that it has been the most effective for me. It works for me really well in the month of May. Not only was I able to track my spending and do my regular setup with my expenses and my income, but also I was able to reflect back on it and really able to see exactly how I spent my money. Because it's one thing to have a tracker of, oh, I spent this and this, but then it's a different thing at the end of the month to see it all wrapped together, like, oh, I actually spent this percentage of my money on this and this percentage on this when it really should have been this. So it's just been more effective for me, and I wanted to test it out before I actually shared it in real time. And so since it went really well for the month of May and I kind of like picked up on a little bit of quirks, I am going to use it again, but share it this time for the month of June, which I'm really excited for. And of course, again, I think it is going to help with my accountability, because I think that I did really well this month with tracking and organizing and doing all of that, because it was a new thing and I felt like a lot of motivation. But I have a history of kind of winding down with my, what is that word when you're consistency. I have a bad habit of not being consistent once the motivation wears off. So I do also hope that by sharing it will keep me a little bit more accountable. And of course, I'm just really excited to see like how it affects my budget and how I am going to do this month for the month of June. So that's pretty much it. That's all I really wanted to share. Now we can get into June. Okay, so I have just a regular line notebook here that I'm going to be doing all of my budgeting stuff in. So any layout that I want to do, like trackers, monthly layouts, lists, anything like that, it's all going to be in this notebook. So if you've watched one of my budget videos before, you know that the very first thing that I like to do is set some goals for the month. And these are more behavioral goals rather than actual dollar goals. So I'm just going to put this here. I'm going to list out 3, and these are going to be 3 specific goals that I've kind of reflected on from my overview of how my budget for May went. So after looking at my budget for May, these are some of the things I need to improve on. The very first goal is to stick to variable expenses budget. Variable expenses, as you'll see in detail later, is going to be my gas and groceries expenses. I'm pretty good at sticking to my gas expenses. It's the food that I just go out of budget for sometimes. So that is one thing I definitely have to work on. The second goal is to continue tracking my spending. I did really good with this last month, and I just want to continue that consistency for the month of June. And then this one, I have my contributions to my savings and to debt payoff. I want that to be greater than whatever I end up spending on special events, shopping, etc. I don't really plan on doing any shopping this month, but of course that's how the month always starts, is I don't plan to do it and then it happens most of the time. So I'm just going to walk in with the mindset that if there is going to be any shopping being done or any money being spent on special events, let it be at least less than what I'm contributing to my savings and to my debt payoff. So those are my 3 goals. Now I'm going to start with the expenses. And the very first category is going to be the fixed expenses. And these, actually it's going to be the variable expenses, which again is going to be gas and groceries. So these are bills that are not really due on specific days of the month. I just kind of refill them every week. And so there's 4 weeks in the month that I have to worry about. So each week for gas, I spend about $60. So for the whole month, it'll be $240. For groceries, I try to spend $120 each week, and that comes out to $480. Again, we're gonna really try this month. So the total amount for fixed expenses categories, or variable expenses, I keep switching variable and fixed, but this is variable. I'm gonna fix that later. And the total amount for this expense is $720. Next, I'm going to do the actual fixed expenses category. Okay, so these are all of my fixed expenses. We've got insurance for 204 that actually went down $13 starting this month. And then student loans is $50. Wi-Fi is $50 a month. My old Nissan is $183. I'm almost done paying this off. I'm down to $1,000, I believe. My car that I have now, the Nissan I have now, is $525. My gym membership fee is $27. I am currently repaying $240 to my Chase credit card. I actually don't know what the minimum payment is. I'm sure it's like $40 or something like that, but I'm just putting it to $240 because I used to pay about $88, and then once I had paid off a debt earlier, I took $150 from that and just added it to the Chase credit card. So now it's at $240. And next is going to be taxes. I do owe taxes for the year 2023, sadly. So I will be paying $442 a month until November, I believe, until that's paid off. And I know it's bad. I know it sounds really bad, but I actually prefer it this way. I have started saving each month towards taxes, like for this year. So when I file next year, I can just pay it. But I kind of liked it doing it this way because then I have a set amount. I actually know how much I owe, so I actually know how much I have to pay each month, if that makes sense. Like, I'd rather have that payment than the savings. I know it sounds dumb, but it is what it is. So next we have Spotify and Hulu, and that's $23. Savings is $130. $100 goes into my account, $30 goes into my siblings. Phone is $40. This is a debt that I owe to a family member because she helped pay an amount that I owed to my school so I could re-enroll in school. So I am paying her back about $100 a month starting this month, actually. Rent is $11.20. I kind of messed it up right there, but those are all of my fixed expenses, and this whole category equals up to $3,134. Yeah, no comments. No comments needed, I know. Okay, the next category is going to be special events. Okay, so these are the special events for the month of June. So we have, I put Russ concert, which is on the 8th. I'm very, very excited for. He's my favorite artist. And I'm putting aside $40 for parking or drinks, whatever I want to get with it. That's what I'm going to use. And then I have one of my little cousin's birthday this month, so I'm putting aside $30 for that. Father's Day is on the 16th, and I'm putting $110 aside for that. I think I'm just going to take my dad out to eat. I'm not sure where. I'm sure it won't be just me and him, but I am planning to take care of that. And then we have $40 I'm planning to set aside for Christmas. And then I have down here my sister for $600. So basically my sister is also going to be going to college, and she just graduated high school and she owes a little bit of money because she did dual enrollment. So she was taking college classes. Well, she was getting college credit while she was in high school, but you had to pay for that. And I honestly didn't really know how much it cost. I didn't know it was that expensive, but this is the plan for that. I'm gonna pay the $600 that she owes so she can sign up for classes and kind of get the ball rolling for some scholarships. And then she is going to pay me back $400 out of that $600. So $200 I'm for sure not getting back, but $400 she is planning to pay me back, I believe all this month, or the majority of it this month. We've already talked about it. But of course, any money that I give out, I don't always 100% plan to get it back. So I'm kind of just leaving it like that for now. But of course, once we do get the $400 back, I will have a plan for it, which will be the next little section. So this next section, like I said, I'm just coming up with it off the top of my head. This is just going to be the list of things of importance that we will need to take care of with the extra money that we have after all these expenses are taken care of. So I'm not gonna have any official numbers for these. This is just for me to have so that when I do get extra money, I know exactly where to put it. And I don't know what to call this category. I'm just going to put priorities. That's what I'll call it. Oh, front eye. Oh, you know what? It doesn't matter. Okay, so first priority, we're going to do taxes, not the taxes that I owe for 2023. I'm going to put for 2024. So that will get taken care of. And then also I need to take care of some vehicle stuff. So I'm going to put some vehicle maintenance. Oh my goodness gracious. Pretend that didn't happen. Anyway, so after vehicle maintenance, we are going to do Chase credit card. And then we are going to do taxes 23. Okay, so this is my list of importance. Taxes 24. So at least a couple hundred will be set aside for taxes. And again, I don't know how much because I don't know how much extra money I'm going to make this month, how much I'm going to want to put aside for July, and how much I'm going to want to use for June, if that makes sense. So no amounts are going to be put down. Vehicle maintenance will be next once this dries. I do have a couple things that I need to do with my car because it's like squeaking. So I have to figure that out at some point. And then after that, my debt priorities are Chase credit card and taxes. They're kind of even, but not really. So my Chase credit card has 0% interest right now until October. So I'm trying to pay off as much as I can till October. So that's why it kind of takes priority over my taxes from last year. And my taxes are going to get paid off either way by November. And I believe there's like a minimum fee. There's not interest like a credit card is gonna have. So I'm kind of prioritizing the credit card over the taxes. So let's say my sister pays back the full $400 from this month. Let's say $200-300 goes towards my taxes. That leaves like $100 to $200 that can be put towards vehicle maintenance, and then whatever's left over from my income this month will be getting put towards the Chase credit card and taxes. And now we're going to quickly go over my income and then start filling the expenses into the income. This part kind of sucks because I have to go back and forth, but it's fine. It'll be fine. Okay, so I have my 2 paychecks from my full-time job here. I get paid on the 5th and on the 19th, and I'm expecting about $1,070 for both paychecks. But I also just became aware of a $100 check I believe I'm going to be getting for my job. I'm not 100% sure what it's for, but hey, I'm not asking any more questions. So I haven't put that into my budget, but I'm just not going to until I actually receive it in case it's not actually a thing. And then this section I left empty. It is from my online income. You can see here I didn't write an amount, I didn't write a date, I didn't write anything right here because again, I don't know how much I am going to really need, how much I'm really going to make, how much I'm really going to pull out, not just yet. So I'm gonna leave that empty. I am going to add a little section here though, because remember that 600 that I told you about with my sister? Well, I already took that amount out from my online income, so I'm just gonna put that down here before we start. So I requested the withdrawal yesterday, which was the 30th. I should be getting it maybe the 1st or 2nd. I'm just gonna put 1st, why not? I'm putting expected and actual because I know exactly what I'm getting because I already requested it. I requested 600. So this is going towards my sister. So already that is taken care of. All right. With the expenses, I always like to put in the variable expenses first. So I like to split it in half between the 2 paychecks. So it's going to be $360 per paycheck for gas and groceries. Again, I'm calling this variable expenses, even though for some reason I keep writing fixed. And if you are new here, I have 2 columns here because this one is how much I am budgeting it out, how much I'm expecting to put aside. And this last one is how much I actually end up putting aside. If it's ever different from this, I will write it down here. Alrighty, perfect. So we've taken care of those already. So I need to pay attention to the dates here. So my insurance is due the 11th, and that means I can take it from my paycheck on the 5th. But my paycheck after that is the 19th. So anything that is due before the 19th needs to be taken care of on this first paycheck. And also special events. So for example, the Rust concert amounts, my cousin's birthday and Father's Day all need to be taken care of before the 19th paycheck. But we'll just start with the fixed expenses. So we'll do insurance, student loans, and Wi-Fi. And I need to grab my calculator so we can start deducting these. Okay, so our paycheck is $10.70. Oops. We're going to subtract $360, $204, and then $100. We are left with $406. So that means we can also take care of my first car and then my other car. We technically could, but I think we are going to honestly try to use up as much space and right here as we can to try to keep it even. So instead of going on to the next car, I'm going to do the concert, the birthday, and Father's Day. So we're going to subtract 70. Left over, we have 153. Oh, so we actually have enough to cover all of Father's Day. Now we'll put some money aside for my other car, which will be the $43 remaining. Which means that out of the $525 that I owe in total, $43 of that is going to come from another paycheck. So $482 is going to come from another paycheck. But because my car is due on the 16th and my next paycheck after that is on the 19th, I'm going to put the $482 to come from this other paycheck. And again, if you're new here, this side income that I have, I'm able to withdraw money anytime. Money that I've made, I can just withdraw. It takes a day or two for it to hit my account, but I'm able to withdraw at any point. So that is why I'm very confident that I can do it this way. So after the car, we are going to do gym all the way down, but we're going to do it from this paycheck. So we're going to do gym 27. I hope this makes sense the way that I'm doing it. If not, I can always clarify in the comments. So gym 27, Chase credit card, taxes. That honestly might be my whole entire paycheck. So let's see how much we have left to put towards taxes. Cool. So I took 1070 and then subtracted 360. And then I'm going to subtract 27 to 40. We have literally just enough to cover all of my taxes. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now that means that everything after taxes is going to come from my other income. So it's going to be Spotify, Hulu, savings, phone. Okay, I'm just going to stop talking because I'm going to confuse myself. So Spotify, Hulu, and savings. Yep, and then there's one other category that we forgot over here, which was Christmas. That didn't have a due date, so I was kind of just saving it. And then that is all of the expenses that is on here. So now we're gonna add all of this up and see the absolute minimum that we have to withdraw from my other income to make it work. 482 plus 23 plus 130 plus 1120 plus 40 plus 100 plus 40, which is $1,935. So $1,934 is what I need to make and withdraw from my online income. And because my car is due the 16th, I'm going to write the 16th on here, which is extremely doable for me. So anything after the $1,900 that I'm going to make online, I'm going to put another thing right here, and then we'll see how that goes. I should probably set up like a little goal of what I do want. Let's do that. Let's go back here and then set up like a little goal. And I'm going to include the 400 from here. So let's start with the 400. I'm gonna put the goal in green, and then what I actually put out, I'm gonna put in like blue or something. So taxes, I'm gonna say 250. Out of the 400, that leaves 150. So then I'm going to put total 320. That's very specific because I know that the parts that we were originally looking at for my car is around 320. So like all of the parts and everything. So I'm just aiming for that. So out of the 400, we have 250. We have 150 left. So out of 320 minus 150, that's about 170. Let's say for shits and giggles, I do get that $100 extra paycheck from my job. That leaves about $70 that comes out from my online income beyond this. So $70, that's really, really doable. Chase credit card, let me say on top of the regular payment that I do, I'm gonna say, let's go 400. Okay. And then for my taxes for this year, let's say 200, nothing super crazy. So an extra $670. I think that is super doable. And of course I want to do way more than this. So that's kind of just like my general idea of what I want to guide me. But yeah, that is my month of June. That is how I expect my month of June to go. I'm very excited to be back on YouTube and to share my new system. While we're on that, I'll just go ahead and show you guys what I've got set up for the month of June already. So I have been tracking my food spending and my general spending. So I have it set up for the month of June. So I have some rows here. So I write down the date, and then I write down where I went to eat, what meal it was, if it was coffee, it was lunch, dinner, if it was a snack, and then I put the amount I spent, how much I spent total for that day, and how much in total I spent for that week. Like I said, my budget for each week is $120, so this really comes in clutch when I'm trying to figure out how much do I have left for this week and how much have I overspent. Same thing for spending, except the names are just a little bit different. Where I spent money, what it was for, what amount it was, how much I spent that day, and for the total month, how much am I spending. So I've got that set up for June. And I think that's pretty much all I wanted to go over for this video. Of course, there are a lot of like little trackers and things that I do have in here, but I want to go throughout the month filling it out and then showing you as it's happening, rather than just showing you and then kind of forgetting about it and then coming back to it later and having to re-explain it. So yeah, that is the plan. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I really hope to see you soon again. I hope all is well with your budget. If you have any suggestions or ideas or just things that have worked for you in regards to like budget planners, layouts, setups, things like that that you think I might benefit from or just really help you, feel free to comment them down below. When I say suggestions, I do not mean suggestions as in how I should spend my money or I should be spending less on this and this. I don't mean that, because honestly I won't listen to it, but I will listen to your suggestions, helpful suggestions in regards to like layouts and stuff. So my first paycheck is next week, so I will be doing another video next week for at least my budget. I do want to get back into vlogs, but I'm not sure yet right now. Yeah, that's it, I swear. Okay, thank you, have a good day, bye.